So after we have our door table ready, we are ready to print our homework. So we already have two sheets here that I created for our homework, our past homeworks, but I'll just create a new sheet here. So right click here and let's go over again. Right click, new sheet, select, you can select this one or you can create your own, it's up to you. So the title, I will choose homework number 4, architectural or oops. Okay, and the date, um, let's say deadline, the deadline and indicated, and she just will, I'm just going to have one. Okay, so to put our what we created to our sheet is fairly easy. We just go ahead and drag it, and then we should click. Okay, so we have a couple problems here that we need to solve. We see that when we hover our mouse over our annotation floor plan here, we see that it's too big. This is because when we go here and we see that if we choose show crop region, so this is the region that uh, we can choose to be printed. So I'll just go ahead and drag these lines to be close to what I want to print, and also this cross section, sorry, transverse section. Okay, I'll do like this. Okay, so when I go back to my sheet, okay, and then you see that we still have the lines here. I want to get rid of the lines, so I'll click here on crop view and hide crop region. So let me show you real quick what happens when we activate crop view and do not crop. So I'll just create a detail line here so you can see how it works. So let's create an X outside of the box, okay? And let's choose do not crop view. When we go here, we see that the X is here, but if we go back and choose crop view, the X disappears. And I also want to get rid of the line, so I will click here, hide crop region. Okay, so now we are good. So we still need to change the dimensions of my sheet. So if I click here, I can change up here the dimensions. So this means the height and the width of the sheet. So if you just Google the size of a A2 sheet, should be the height should be 16.5 inches, so 0 feet, 16.5. Okay, and the width should be 0.23.4. Okay, okay, there we go. So after I insert my annotation level here, um, after I insert my annotation tab here, if I zoom out, I see that the title of my annotation floor plan, let's say, it's down here. So I will just drag it here. And one thing we need to do is we need to decrease the size of this line. To decrease it, we do not select the line and try to decrease. We select our annotation part here, and then it allows us to change the size of my line. Okay, so I'll just put it here, and then I'll do the same thing with the color scheme. And again, we need to go back to our color scheme, and let's show our crop region. Okay, and then I will make it as close as possible to what I need. Okay, and then I will select crop view and hide crop region. So if I go back to my sheet again, I need to, you can just, instead of moving this, you can just delete it and then put it back again. When you do that, it properly goes below your your color scheme here. Okay, so I'll put somewhere here, and then I'll drag my transfer section. Okay, let me go back here, and let me see my crop region. Looks good. I will decrease the size of my line, and I'll have to move it down a little bit so my cross section can fit in here. What I can also do is, let's put it here, then we can put somewhere here. It's okay. Or I can just make this dimension go down. To do that, we can either go here to our annotation level 1, or I can just double click here and it allows me to add it inside my drawing. So I'll make it click closer and double click outside. Okay, and I'll bring this to here, and then okay, now I just need to insert my door table, and we do the same way. Just put it here. Okay, after we insert our door table and after we have everything we need in our sheet, we can go ahead and actually print. So you can press Ctrl P, or you can come here to File, or it might be like a big R here, print, and then you can go to print. And something I would like to tell you guys before you actually try to print, sometimes if you click here and you cannot do anything in the print setup, sometimes some buttons are not available for you to click. This might be because your default printer is, for example, this one, Microsoft's Print, and sometimes when this is our default printer, some of the buttons here do not work. So to change it, just in our case, if you run across this error, you go here to print and through this path, print, and then you go print, and then you choose, for example, in my case, I downloaded PDF Creator. It's a free software. You can download it, and when I click OK, it takes a few seconds. Okay, as soon as I did it, my default printer was changed. So when I go here to print and print, you see that the first one that shows up is my PDF Creator. So even like this, if you're not able to click here and the new screen pops up, you can always go here to print and print setup, and it goes directly to that setup option up there that was there before. So okay, after you do that, if you come across that error, in our case we'll be printing our current window. Okay, so I'll go to setup, and this was the default option that was here before. Okay, no, and then if we hit preview, we see that the margin of our sheet does not match with the size of the sheet we have here. Okay, so if we close and file, print, okay, this might be because of the size we have here. So in our case, we'll choose A2 and okay, no, preview. You see that it's not matching still. Okay, so this is because we have to do something. I'll show you guys. I'll click here to okay, close, print. This is because we need to select zoom 100%, not fit to page. Okay, no, and then preview, and now it should match. Okay, now it's good enough. This small line up here doesn't really matter. Okay, so after that we can either click close and print or just hit print here. Okay, so this looks good. I'll just hit OK and wait for it. Okay, and then I can just save my file, and this should be your final outcome for the architectural part.